Hello. This is not really about what is being said, but everything is an attempt to avoid, to run away from, is a distraction of nothing. Society, when we look at it, what is the true nature of all societies? Money, transaction, business. And business is busyness. And busyness is running here, there, and the real busyness is, of course, in the mind. And so the psychological self, which is mind identification, is running about trying to become something and have something, to gain something. It's playing a win-lose game. And society is a win-lose game. And there are those that are trying to win the game, monopolize the game. It's a dog-eat-dog game. So society is business. And all this busyness is a way of objectifying everything and trying to monetarily gain from everything, to use things to become something more and have something more. Even relationships, possessions, work. It's all this kind of win-lose game. What can I get and how can I give as little as possible? This is the way that the psychological self operates. Even if the psychological self thinks it is doing something good and trying to give, secretly there is something it wants in return, even if that is only to feel as though it is living up to the image that it has of itself as being a good person. So the psychological self at its very core is obviously has self-interest. But there is an intelligence within you that doesn't have a self-interest because there is nothing for it to win or lose. And so if there is nothing for it to win or lose, it is completely free to be what it is, to move the way it moves, without trying to grasp anything or without trying to avoid anything. So most of society is based on business. Most of society is actually, when we look at it, running away from what really is. That which cannot be gained and cannot be lost. It is everything, using everything as a distraction from nothing. No thing. No thing. Just no thing. What does that mean? To sense nothing, you must be nothing. You must not be a thing. You must not be an object. And that's what is happening, isn't it? It's all being objectified. Everything is turned into an object because the psychological self, feeling like a subject, naturally creates many objects. And then it is trying to have those objects or get away from those objects, trying to use the objects in a certain way, and feels threatened from those objects. So the root of the psychological self is fear, because of that sense of separation and because of a sense of lack. And it is consumed by restless desire, wanting, always wanting something more. So the whole society is based on that. If you look at what everyone seems to be doing, it's all this chasing and trying to stave off the loss of something, and to not face, to not be with reality, which is not a thing. It perceives nothing as an absence of everything, when really nothing is actually everything, includes everything. This is a paradox that the mind cannot break through. So it is afraid to sit and be with nothing. So it clings to something, to anything, to everything, to try to not face what it is afraid of, which is only its projection of nothing. Of course, it is not really afraid of nothing because it does not make contact with nothing, because it is something. So it's only ever its projection of nothing, what it thinks nothing is, that it's afraid of. It's not really afraid of nothing, because if it was being nothing, there would be no fear. So when you look at all the activities, the way that society is functioning, it is running around, everything is a distraction, the social media, the news, the next experience, knowledge. It is all a distraction from facing nothing. This is the story of that psychological self. This is the story of a seeker, of one that feels that they are unfulfilled in some way. And that goes on for most people all their life, and they never actually look to see that reality, that nothing is full of everything, is a fullness, is a wholeness, is a completeness, in which then they wouldn't have to go running around and be busy all the time. Then everything can be enjoyed rather than everything being a distraction from nothing.